Hi, it's your girl Bad Leg Kitty, or you could call me Kitty. I am back with another video that I think is necessary but shady at the same time, and I'm a little confused. Okay, so if you've seen the title, then you already know it's regarding a house and everything that's needed to maintain a house. And I'm filming from my backyard today, and I know you can hear the birds and all the other noise, but I have not been having a good time finding a good time to record in the house. If I record in my living room or my bedroom or in the office, my neighbors next door are having a pool put in and some more stuff, and I swear it sounds like they are putting it in at my house. Worse, well, that's one side of the house. The other side of the house is my other neighbors. I have no clue what they're getting done. It sounds like that they are, I don't know, but the neighbor next door, their pool is empty, so it's just like a crazy echo. So I am trying something new. I don't know how this is gonna go. I don't know if the birds are gonna let me be great. I don't know if the wind is gonna get up too high. I don't know if the mosquitoes are gonna eat me up. Actually, the mosquitoes have been cool so far. So, but anyway, in my backyard, I'm chilling, and I just wanted to go ahead and just knock this video out while I'm here. It should be a very short video. Comment was made, don't you think it's a bit much to maintain a house as a single woman? I thought to myself, well, I'm not really the maintain a house kind of girl, you know. Like, hey, let's be real about some things. Like, I'm not that girl. However, I think with good planning and scheduling, you can make some things happen. So let's discuss some of the maintenance that goes into maintaining a home versus living in an apartment here in Merida, Mexico. First thing first is, for your lease, you want to get lined out in your lease what you are responsible for versus what the landlord is responsible for. Here in Mexico, it is really different. Like, you know, in the States, that person owns that house. That person is responsible for everything that goes on with that house. I mean, even in some communities that have HOAs, they are even responsible for maintaining the lawn if they rent out the home. So you want to make sure that you get it lined out. Last October, my water heater, literally the bottom fell out. I mean, there's no other way I can explain it. And I had to get a new water heater installed. I let my landlord know. He went ahead and took care of it, had the plumber come out. Plumber drug his feet. Now, that's not my landlord's fault on that part, but the plumber drug his feet, had to get things, came either super late at night or didn't show up when he had said he was going to show up. So that's not my landlord's fault. You know, that's maintenance here in Mexico, if anybody knows. If you know, you know on that one. If you know, you know. Also, when it comes to things like what you are and are not allowed to do here in Mexico, a lot of people kind of have carte blanche with their rental properties. You can pretty much do everything. Whatever you want to do to upgrade it, you know, we give it back in a better situation than what you got it, or, you know, keep it the same. But, you know, really, you can do so many different things with properties here that you wouldn't even think of in the States. I've seen people have 100% landscaping done at their places, retile their pools, add extensions, close off areas, open other areas up. I know people install air conditioners, and when you install those air conditioners, because they have to go through the concrete and the wall, you can't remove them because it requires wiring and all this other stuff. So I know there's a lot of things that are permanent, you know, when they happen. And, you know, that's just one of the investments that you make. Is kind of like understood here. So get those things lined out with expectations and clear understanding in your lease. And fully understand what maintenance is the renter's responsibility and what maintenance is not your responsibility. So things that I have found that are my responsibility. I have been a renter for 20 plus years, and I don't like the responsibility of maintaining a house. I would have much preferred to be in one of the nice luxury apartments here. However, my daughter wanted the experience of having her own pool in the backyard. I am kind of glad she pushed me to this because I really enjoy it. I enjoy the tranquility and the peacefulness coming out here on my patio and just, relaxing. I enjoy the fact that my puppy can go in and out as he pleases. If he want to lay in and get a little extra sun, he can get a little extra sun. And we also have a birdie. We call her Mama Bird, and she's been here as long as we've been here. Is when she started her nest, and she has raised 2 sets of twins since we've been here. So you make it your own. One of the things that you will be responsible for is air conditioner maintenance. Every 6 months you need to have your ACs maintained. You run your AC year round here. I'll be honest, even in December, January, the colder months here, yeah, you may turn them off for a week or so, but you're still going to run them. And if you have the ones that have the split where you can actually turn the heat on, then you're still going to run them when you have those really, really cold mornings here where it's like down in the 50s. I don't want to hear that's not cold. I was cold. Okay, I turned my heat on. So air condition maintenance every 6 months. Another thing you have to get maintenance every 6 months is your Tinaco. Tinaco is the big water thing that's up on the top of your house. You'll need to have it cleaned because there is like calcium sediments and all that stuff that's going to build up in there, and it's going to in fact impact the quality of your water. Even if you get a water softener, water purification, you're still going to need your Tinaco cleaned. Not every 6 months, I get every 60 days is how I have mine scheduled, but that's pest control. All right, you can get high VOC pest control, you can get low VOC eco pest control. You can do whatever it is that you want to do. I'm not here to advocate. My first time here, I have a video when the pest controller came out. He came and he sprayed the most toxic stuff, right? And I mean, I ain't mad about it. I stuck with that guy for a little bit, and then I switched to a more eco-friendly company. Another thing that you are responsible for is your gardening. Okay, I don't have a lot of gardening. This is pretty much concrete. They have patterned pavers throughout the entire property. I have this green wall behind me, which I do that every other month as well. They come and they shear it off flat and they trim up the top of it. And I usually have them cut my neighbor's trees because my neighbor's tree grow into my yard. So every other month I have that service. So about every 60 days. And it's 800 pesos. It's 800 pesos for me because this green wall wraps pretty much the back part of the pool, and it's continuously growing, and it will grow all the way into the front. So it'll create this whole lush green tropical kind of vibe back here. So you'll see. I'll snap in a quick video of that. And then the stove. You want to have your gas stove serviced here every 6 months. Now I know some people do it once a year. That's fine, and it's not something that you even think of in the States. Like, I'm a gas stove kind of girl. However, I never thought to get my stove serviced. My stove when I got here was making like this black stuff on the bottom of my pots and pans, and I was like, oh, that's weird. However, when I got my stove service, I discovered that something was going on in there and it was creating like some extra soot. Not safe either. That's how fires happen. So get your stove cleaned every 6 months. The other thing that's on here is gas. So I had gas brought out the other day, and I just asked because my friend had been going through it with her gas tank, not knowing how old it is, because you don't know when the last time the tank was replaced. Landlord tell you, oh, it's new, but you don't know. You don't climb on top of the roof. At least I don't climb on top of the roof. So I just asked them, I was like, can you look at it and make sure it's okay? And they were like, oh, okay, we'll check it out or whatnot. and they looked and they were like, oh, it looks like it's been replaced in the last couple years. Your gauge seems to be working fine. Everything looks like it's in good order. So I don't think you have anything to worry about. It seems like the pressure is reporting accurately. And I was like, okay. He was like, do you think you've been using more? I was like, no, I just wanted to check. Like, I don't feel like I've been using more. I've actually been cooking less. So I don't know. Can't be a really good judge of gas usage because I don't cook that often. I use an air fryer mostly. The last thing that you want to check is like the plumbing maintenance. Plumbing almost always exclusively falls on the tenant. Okay, so if your toilet blows up or your sink has a leak and all these other things, like, you'll want to check that. And I'll just say that because in my downstairs guest bathroom, we absolutely don't go in there. We have no reason. We have 2 bathrooms upstairs. We have a half bath downstairs. We do not use the full bath downstairs. However, when my family was here, my cousin, she decided she was going to use that bathroom, and she discovered that there was a leak. And then she discovered that it was leaning a little bit. And I was like, hey, it's leaning a little bit? I didn't know that. So when I finally went in there to look at it, yes, the little things, the little plates that was holding it into the wall, they have actually rusted because it's been there so long. Like the caulking had, I guess, been slipping. I don't know. I know that's not a professional term. So anyway, so the leak was coming because the sink was leaning a little bit from where it had been there. And again, I don't go in there. It's just the extra bathroom. We don't use the bathroom at all. And I don't go in there. The housekeeper goes in there and cleans it and keeps it moving. So we did not realize that was something that was going on. However, it is my responsibility. Is it an expensive habit? Is it, expensive piece of maintenance? No, it's not, because the only thing is have to replace the brackets, which are about $8 and then install that and then recaulk it. So it's like a $20 plus maintenance thing to be repaired. So no, it's not expensive. However, if I was in an apartment, I would be like, I'm gonna need you to come get this, like that's that's the difference. I don't think it's exactly the same here per se in all apartments as it is per se living in the US. Okay, I do know that there are more things that fall on the tenant opposed to the landlord here. Again, that's why we go back to step 1. Make sure you review your lease so you know what is expected of you and you know what you can expect of the owner, landlord, property manager, whoever that may be. So with all that being said, should single mothers live in a house? Is it too much for them? No, I don't think it's too much. I think with good management, I think reaching out, using your resources, asking, hey, who, what, when, where, why, how, I think all those things will lead up to you getting the results that you'll need. Is if you are vocal about it, you communicate what you need, ask the landlord who they used before, and make a schedule for what you need to do. And also, if it's a reoccurring, go ahead and get that on the books. Go ahead, every time I just, okay, it's gonna be this, okay, and I just go ahead and get it on the books for the next time, because that makes it easier for me to schedule, because I don't want to have to keep thinking about it. Oh, when was the last time, like when my Tanaka was clean? I don't know when it was because I didn't schedule the first one. And so then I was thinking about it, and it had been 7 months, and I was like, okay, let's get this taken care of. So please be mindful, make a schedule, and you'll be just fine. Don't let it be another thing to deter you from going where you want to go and doing the things that you want to do, because everything is possible if you absolutely want to do it. Okay? If you have any more questions or comments, concerns, leave them in the comment box below. If you have not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, because I know this won't be your last video. Go ahead and watch you another one. Thank you so much. Until the next one. Bye.